So just announced at this event, you saw Tim Cook talk about the iPad Pro. That iPad Pro, interestingly, borrows a lot of innovations that came from the Microsoft Surface, which is to say it's got a keyboard, if you want. It also has a stylus. So the Apple Pen, exclamation points if you care to. But it's a bigger iPad. Indeed, the iPad Air, which was their sort of top of the line up until today, if you turn that on its side, the height of the iPad Air is the width of the new iPad Pro, which is 12.9 inches measured diagonally. So that's a big thing. Also with a new chip in it, the iPad, the A9X, which they say is 1.8 times faster. So it's significantly faster than their last chip. It's thinner, it's bigger, it's got a keyboard, it's got a stylus. Also announcing some minor tweaks to their watch line, introducing some new colors, a rose gold aluminum, which is to say aluminum but colored with sort of a redder gold color. Perhaps an emphasis on the cheaper models, not their fancy $10,000 actual gold edition watch. And some new bands, including a band from Hermes, should you choose to wrap your wrists in leather with a watch. If you choose to wrap your wrists in leather, otherwise, that's certainly a choice one can make, especially here in this great city of San Francisco. But thus far, kind of, while they're calling them monster announcements, Mark, thus far, kind of things that we expected from Apple and important things that they needed to do to try to extend these brands, get people buying, particularly the iPad, which has seen at least 6 quarters of declining sales going into the most recent quarter, a brand they need to revive, to be sure.
Cory, aside from all of these things that we're hearing out of Apple, what do you think investors want to hear from Tim Cook today?
Well, I think one of the things we'll be listening for is not just what the products are, but where they're going to be released. Are they going to, for example, launch these new watches globally, or are they going to start just in the U.S., suggesting that they've got supply issues, helping us understand, helping investors understand what this might mean for Q4 sales, or at calendar Q4 sales. Apple's quarter, of course, ends in September. So the release dates are important. They said the new Watch 2.0 software will be available starting September 19th globally. The new watch is available actually today in Apple stores. So the rollout dates are important. The rollout geography is important because at that point the analysts can start to pencil out, gee, they've got these new products, might add to sales in these geographies times whatever. That's actually might give you your actual projections for sales. Interestingly, despite the pullback in the Chinese economy, the devaluation of the yuan, analysts expect a 23% growth rate, a little bit slower, but nonetheless 23% sales growth rate. They've raised their estimates since July of Apple sales for the fourth quarter, calendar quarter. So we'll be looking for reasons for that from today's announcement.
Cory, I have to ask you quickly in in about 20 seconds. Tim Cook's been doing this for a couple of years now. Is he now owning this event the way that Steve Jobs used to?
I don't think anyone can own an event like Steve Jobs did, and I think we're going to remember that even more fondly as time passes. But Tim Cook, this is his company. He's mastered the supply and demand parts of this company, the inspiration part of this company. He's trying to do that right now. But, Matt Miller was saying, I'm not really selling it. I'm not a salesman. Tim Cook, he's the salesman. The lousy Apple press that's in there tweeting like crazy with exclamation points. They're the salespeople. Me, I'm just going to tell you what's happening. Let somebody else sell it.
You're just our humble journalist, Cory Johnson, our editor-at-large, joining us from outside the Apple event in San Francisco.